What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. It looks like Walmart may be going to war a little bit with China here, as these new tariffs have disproportionately stuck at two companies like Walmart that buy almost everything from China instead of buying from American-made companies. And instead of moving to buy from American-made companies, Walmart has gone back to China to say, you need to lower your prices 20%. And in response, China has basically told them to go pound sand, which is actually pretty hilarious. Look, I don't have a lot of time or concern for a company like Walmart, which moves into towns, drops the prices, pushes all the local business out, and then makes sure to then raise the prices after they shut everything down. I don't have a lot of, concern for that. I don't have a lot of time for them to feel bad for them. Plus, also, all of the companies that they don't, that they don't care about when they're buying from Temu and China and Bangladesh and all these companies in America that would be more than willing to fill the need, especially now that there's a 20% premium on buying foreign goods. Instead of saying, hey, maybe we should buy American, they've said, no, we're going to go to China and say, give us a even better deal. Now, you could argue that they're trying to protect their customers from, the inflationary stuff, which is admirable, but I think we all know that's not what they're doing. Walmart gets dressing down from China after pleading with suppliers to absorb tariff costs. Chinese officials gave Walmart a dressing down this week and warned of legal consequences after retailer reportedly pressured China-based suppliers to bear the cost of their tariffs. So they said, hey, you got to cover these Trump tariffs. And they basically said, nah, player, we're not going to do that. Of course, we knew this is how it was going to go down. It was only ever going to go down this way. Authorities then summoned Walmart executives to meet with them in China on Tuesday after receiving complaints that the discount chain was pushing Chinese suppliers to cut their own prices to absorb President Trump's 20% levy, according to the Wall Street Journal and a source familiar with the matter. Now, you could argue that Walmart is going here and saying, hey, we're gonna, we don't want to pass the costs on to our customers, so you need to lower your prices. There's a lot of negotiation here, but Walmart also chose to kind of expose themselves to this type of thing when they became so reliant on foreign goods instead of working on, having United States suppliers for so much stuff. Walmart's purpose is to help people save money and live better, a spokesperson said, or they told the Post. Our conversations with suppliers were aimed at making our purpose a reality for millions of customers. We will continue to work closely with them to find the best way forward during these uncertain times. The spokesperson said Walmart has a strong business in China. Well, here's the thing. Walmart could make 20% less or split the difference or do any number of things, right? But that's not what they're going to do. They're going to say, China, lower your prices. They're not going to explore American, they're just going to continue to ignore American alternatives and continue to just want much cheap Chinese crap. Economists have warned that President Trump's tariffs could reheat inflation. It hasn't, and firms have raised concerns about having to take on extra costs associated with importing products from China. Again, there is nothing that China makes that we can't make here. It's just a matter of much cheap stuff. To avoid hiking prices, Walmart has reportedly been pleading with Chinese suppliers, including kitchenware and clothing manufacturers, to slash their prices as much as 20%, Bloomberg previously reported. The talks have been held with several manufacturers, though few have agreed to hefty price cuts, according to Bloomberg. Well, again, Walmart is not interested in making any less money. They're 110% not interested in making less money. They're only interested in making more money. Walmart is not going to take this 20% cut on the chin. They're just going to raise prices for Americans if they can't get China to lower their costs. And to be totally honest with you, what they're going to probably do is get China to lower the costs and then still raise prices in America and say, tariffs. Tuesday, Chinese officials asked Walmart representatives to explain what the company was doing and said it would be unfair and irresponsible to make Chinese suppliers pay for the tariffs, according to the Journal. Officials even warned Walmart that asking suppliers to cut their own prices might violate contracts and disrupt market order, and referred to a potential legal consequences, sources told the Journal. If Walmart insists on making Chinese suppliers absorb the cost linked to tariffs, then what awaits Walmart is not just talk, state broadcaster China Central Television said on Wednesday. Walmart executives reportedly said that they would work with Chinese suppliers to find ways to avoid damaging their interests and emphasize the importance of the Chinese business and suppliers, the report said. Chinese officials also reportedly told Walmart executives that Chinese consumers who shop at Walmart could easily find alternatives, the Journal said. Shares of Walmart slipped 2.6% on Wednesday. Walmart operates more than 300 Walmart and Sam's Club stores in China alone, a small but growing division of the company. The retailer reported about $5 billion of net sales in China in the most recent quarter, up 28% from the year before. I mean, you see, did Walmart executives really think this would work? They don't buy from American suppliers and depend on the cheapest labor China offers. How can they think the Chinese will take the tariff hit themselves and save Walmart even more money? That takes a lot of nerve. Walmart has consistently forced its suppliers to change their operations to better allow Walmart profit. My company was one that lost a great deal of business with them because of their insistence on squeezing expenses out of contracts. I mean, ultimately, this is it. You know, perhaps Walmart, this is my opinion, perhaps Walmart should rely less on what I assume is poor working conditions and pay for Chinese workers manufacturing their stuff and having it made in America. That would avoid the tariffs entirely and seem that at least higher prices would be due to the creation of American jobs and production. I might actually shop at Walmart if that were the case. I love supporting made in America. And in terms of the inflation, you know, the arguments, the arguments for inflation here, it's baloney sausage. Even CNN, U.S. wholesale inflation substantially slowed in February. You know, Americans just got some reassurances that inflation was slowing and not re-accelerating last month. The Producer Price Index, a wholesale inflation gauge that is being closely watched for tariff-related impacts, showed that price hikes slowed substantially in February. The PPI index was unchanged from January and rose 3.2% for the 12 months ending in February, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics released Thursday. That marked a sharp slowdown from January, when prices rose 0.6 and 3.7 for those respective periods. Economists were expecting a wholesale level inflation to cool amid falling energy prices, and that was in fact the case. Energy prices also fell 1.2% last month. Excluding food and energy, categories that tend to be volatile, core PPI fell 0.1% from January when it rose 0.6%, bringing the annual increase to 3.4%, down from 3.8% rate the month before. Quote, after hotter readings in December and January, flat producer prices for February should provide some assurances that inflation isn't taking off again, Ben Ayers, senior economist at Nationwide, wrote in the commentary issued Thursday. But 1 month does not make a trend. The upward pressures for cost of goods, even excluding the outside increases for eggs, which also, by the way, is down, is a warning sign that imposed tariffs could drive prices higher in the coming months. The latest consumer price index released Wednesday showed annual inflation also slowed for the very first time in 5 months. PPI, which measures the average change in prices paid to products of goods and services, served as a potential bellwether for retail level inflation in months ahead. This index is also being scrutinized to glean insight as to the initial impacts of President Trump's sweeping new and proposed tariffs. Wholesale goods prices rose 0.3% for the month, an increase that was fueled largely by eggs alone, but offset by falling energy prices. Egg inflation is slowing on the wholesale level, but prices remain significantly higher than last year as a deadly avian flu devastated flocks. The egg rush, I mean, we know that the egg prices are down. Even the Associated Press, February wholesale prices unchanged, showing inflation is easing though trade wars threaten end. The U.S. wholesale inflation decelerated last month. Again, this is not, ideal. But there's going to be some rough spots here. If I look at the price of eggs right now, right, that's also down. Let me see here. Here it is. This is from 6 hours ago. Egg prices have hit their 3-month low. Companies like Walmart need to buy American. And this whole fallacy that buying American automatically makes everything more expensive isn't always true. If a product made in America lasts 5 years and you have to buy the Chinese product 5 times over that 5-year span, well, even if the Chinese product is 20% as expensive, you're probably better off with the American-made product. Higher quality products last longer and create a situation where the cost of goods or the cost of ownership is actually lower because stuff is made better. Now, yes, I've bought some junk that's been made in America too, but nothing compared to the junk that I've bought made in China and Taiwan and Bangladesh and India and everywhere else. And none of that junk was employing Americans. Walmart tried to get slick and it backfired, and I don't feel bad for them. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.